why dimming your intuitive knowing actually steals your energy. Welcome to the Art of Tuning In podcast. I'm Dr. Maria Furlano. It's great to have you here today. Thank you for joining me. If you've been here for a while, you know that medical Qigong and intuition go hand in hand. And I am so passionate about both of these things. But it's really important to understand that we are intuitive antennas. We are intuitive beings. Our nature, our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, our spiritual body, all of that accesses intuition. It speaks to us. Intuition is just a frequency that we tune into that gives us information. It's a different layer of a frequency. That's all it is. And so the art of tuning in, right, which is what this podcast is, which is what my studio is, the art of tuning in is about learning how to tune into any frequency that you want to access physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually to bring you a broader scope, a broader view of information. And the reason why I say dimming your intuitive knowing is because everyone is intuitive. Everyone has access to their intuition. Everyone has access to a broader knowing, going beyond what is just in front of you and being able to look through and into truth and into understanding and into guidance. And if you're dimming that, if you're not allowing it to always shine through you, then you're not able to align with the greatest energy that you have. And so you are losing energy. Let's say you have a decision to make and you decide to look at all the facts and you have all those facts in front of you and they're good and you have some questions. If you don't listen to that intuitive guidance, to the feelings in your body, to maybe those little nagging things you're hearing inside of you, or little comments that are being made that you're just not quite listening to, maybe you're ignoring them, or just this knowing, this feeling, intuition speaks to us very quietly. And people who aren't used to accessing or paying attention to their intuition all the time, they think it's supposed to be some very loud knock on the door or shouting in their ear or big feeling in their body that they cannot ignore. And I will tell you, in all honesty, sometimes it is like that. Sometimes, especially when there's something that really isn't right for you or that is really right for you, you will have a strong feeling. There will be a big energy inside of you. Sometimes you will hear a yes or a no, but those are rare. Normally, intuition speaks to us every day on a soft level. It's like having this background speaker and this background feeling inside of your body that just kind of opens up and then goes quiet. Just opens up, gives information, and then goes quiet. And if you aren't tuning into that and allowing yourself to tune into that and you're ignoring it, that's what I mean by dimming. You are ignoring your own valuable information because maybe you think it's not important or you're only looking at facts in front of you, then you're missing half of what it is that you're supposed to know. And the reason why it's so important is because your intuition, your intuitive knowing is guiding you on your soul's path because it knows what your soul's path is supposed to be. Sometimes the decisions that we have to make are scary. Sometimes we're stepping way out of our comfort zone. Sometimes we have been making really poor decisions in our life for a long time. And our intuition is stepping forward to say, are we going to pause now on making those poor decisions that don't support us? Are you ready to actually step in and be nurtured, be held, be supported, be loved, nurture your energy, nourish your energy, or are you going to continue to move in the same path that you have been forging ahead on and not listening to those little internal whispers? It is difficult to get yourself in tune if you cannot ground your energy, if you cannot allow yourself the space and the time to listen. That can be difficult because you're fighting against this very subtle but focused guidance. So, first thing we have to do is to know that it is not loud, it is not going to shout in your ear most often. And you must change your frequency of how you listen. So, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you need to be willing and you need to have enough confidence to know that you actually have the intuition. So, the reason why I say have enough confidence is because I hear people sometimes talk themselves out of the fact that they have intuition because they just don't feel confident about it. They don't feel confident that they can access the information. Then, when they get the information, they don't feel confident enough to follow through on that information or to believe that is true. So they brush it aside. Most of the time, what happens, what I have seen with myself and with my students and with my clients, is that when they finally have enough of those little intuitive nudges and they have made decisions over and over again that have not worked out, even though they did hear that little voice or feel that little feeling that told them not to do it, they finally listen when it's been enough over and over. But my thing is what if we listened right away? What if we supported ourselves in listening and feeling and sensing now and seeing what's in front of us in a broader way? So, number one, we have to be able to be quiet with ourselves because intuition is a frequency, like I mentioned earlier. You're tuning yourself to a different way of listening, a different way of feeling, a different way of sensing. So, in the intuitive teaching realm, we always say sensing rather than seeing, hearing, smelling, feeling, because sensing incorporates all of those things. And not everybody sees or feels or hears or knows. And sometimes if you say, well, did you see something or can you see that? Can you view it? People think that they're supposed to view, like you see my hand here, it's that clear, but that's not really always what intuitive viewing is. First of all, you're basically seeing it inside your mind, and it may look like a movie, or it may be a little flash of something, or it may just be a knowing, a sensing, a feeling. You may hear words or hear a thought form, meaning that you're hearing like a block of thought that just comes right in. It's like an entire paragraph or an entire knowing just comes right into your head. And you think, heard that. I heard those words, but it isn't just like me speaking with you. And this can throw people off because they think, well, I'm not hearing it because I'm not hearing it like that. I'm not hearing it like I hear another person. I'm not seeing it like I see another live person in front of me. And many of us, unfortunately, are very tuned out from our physical body. We learn to keep going, to push through, to ignore how we feel in order to keep going. We eat foods that generally don't support the nutrition and the health and the stability of our body. So our nervous system can be dysregulated by those foods. Hormones, chemicals in our body can be dysregulated by the foods we eat and drink. So we often don't know the true feelings of our body because we haven't practiced it. So as we're learning to move into intuition, especially sensing all that our body has to share with us, because your body is just a massive amount of information. Your body will tell you everything you need to know. If you reach for something to eat that your body knows is not really good for you, if you listen, your body will tell you. It will make a gurgling in the tummy. You will feel something in your body. But we've learned to not listen to our body signals. So one of the things is to slow down, to be willing to listen to your body signals, to be willing to take the time to learn how to interpret your body signals because everybody's going to be different. Just like with intuition, we all get different symbols and signals, different words mean to us, different feelings mean differently to you than it does to me. And that's the experiences that we have in our life. Our experiences are talking to us. So, learning to really tune into your body is the first thing that we want to do when we're developing our intuition. And if you haven't been here for a while, welcome. So glad that you're here. But if you've watched me in other videos or you're part of my studio or you've worked with me privately, you know that Medical Qigong is all about learning to embody the energy that runs through you. And as we embody the energy that runs through us, our body's able to speak to us in different ways because we're able to be clearer from clearing our energy and then being able to align our energy, being able to nourish our energy. We have this amazing foundation in our body that is able to then guide us completely in which decisions are accurate, which decisions are not. The other thing I just want to mention that really happens with intuition, where people feel like they're not receiving guidance, is because intuition will speak to you often with the quality that you speak to it, meaning the quality of your question equals the quality of the information that you will receive back. And many times people don't know what they really, really want. And if you don't know what you really, really want, then it's very hard for feedback to come to you, because the more directed you are with your question, the more aligned in your energy you are with your question or your desire or the information that's in front of you, the more you'll be able to receive quality feedback that actually guides you. I have absolutely had to work on this in my life. What is it that you really, really want? What do you want to manifest? What decisions do you feel really would be good for you? And what is on your soul's path? So we're told all of these things in life that we're supposed to have, or we're supposed to want, or we're supposed to go after. But when we learn to tune in and ask our soul's path what it is that we want, what is on our soul's path, what is our soul calling to us, what feels right to us, what are the values that are important to us? That's another way of phrasing it. But if we look in terms of the soul, we all know what we're drawn to, because your soul has a very specific energy signature that is only true to you, and you know exactly what makes you light up. So in the very beginning, when I said, why does dimming your intuition drain your energy? Well, when you dim your intuition, you're also dimming your soul. Your soul speaks to you through intuition, through intuitive guidance. So if you're dimming that, if you're turning it down, if you're not listening, if you're ignoring, then there is no information that is coming through from your soul in a quality way. And we get very lost. We can feel very lost because we're not listening to the information that's most important to us. That's the key. What are you going to listen to in your life that is truly most important to you? And your soul's path is what you're on. That's why you're here. So that would be the most important information to listen to. Your soul will always tell you what it needs and what in turn you need, because the steps that you take with your soul are going to impact your physical body, your mental body, your energetic body, your relationships, your career, what it is you're going to experience in this life, the highs, the lows, everything, all of it is important and all of it matters. It's not about just creating a life that is perfect. It's not about making every perfect decision or doing everything to the absolute best that you can do it. Life is about different experiences. And those different experiences that you have, that's why I said the highs, the lows, the confusion, the clarity, all of that impacts your soul's growth. And all of that is a conversation between you and your soul. When I was younger, I was criticized a lot for taking my time to make a decision. And it was difficult because I would often doubt myself. How do these other people make these really quick decisions? And I'm not making this decision that quickly. I mean, I wouldn't take like days and weeks, but I would still take time to look at the angles. But what I was really doing, which I didn't tell them, of course, I would look at all of the angles. I would look at all the facts. I would get all the information. And that did matter to me. I do care about that. But what really mattered to me was being able to go by myself, sit by myself, and talk to my own guidance system, to ask questions, feel, to really know the information in a different way, and then come out with my decision. A lot of times, you know immediately. Someone's talking to you about something or you're presented with an opportunity. If you really learn how to tune in and you really are able to ground yourself and be present and be fairly neutral in your energy so that you're not getting too overexcited or over fearful. Because sometimes we can feel like, yes, this is the best opportunity, but that's because we are overexcited. We're not really tuned in and aligned. So if we can learn to pause and to become neutral and to align our energy and then really feel in our body, really listen, really see, really know all of these different intuitive gifts that you have, you can learn to do that. The biggest thing is to slow down, is learning how to slow down your nervous system and to align your nervous system. That is the biggest tool that you could ever learn to do. The biggest skill set is to go deeply within yourself. When you learn how to go deeply within yourself at will, meaning you've practiced things enough that it doesn't matter what kind of situation you're in, you have the tools to drop into yourself. That's what intuitive tools are. It's learning how to drop into yourself and listen. That's what Medical Qigong does. It's learning how to drop into yourself, access the energy that you have, allow yourself to expand to a broader view, a broader tuning in point, and then being able to move from that space in your life. That's really, really cool. And when you're able to do that enough times, you have the confidence for it. You say, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to make my decisions differently. I know those feelings that I get when something is right, when something is kind of in the middle, and when something is definitely not right for me. The biggest thing about this is to make sure that you listen to yourself, that you do not let someone else doubt for you, that you listen, that you feel, that you sense, that you know, and then you follow up on that. Listen to your soul speak to you. Listen to a broader view. Slow yourself down so that you can hear in a different frequency, on a different level, to a different vibration that's speaking with you, a different resonance. And when you are able to do that, you're accessing a whole broader knowledge that many people are not tuned into. They could be. They could be. Everyone can do it, but maybe they don't want to, or they haven't learned the tools, or they just don't have the confidence yet. The only way you get the confidence is to practice. And the only way to practice is to tune in. So, how do you feel about your intuition? How do you sense? How do you access this intuitive knowing from deep within you that helps guide you on the decisions that you have to make? What have you noticed that have helped you along the way? Do you hesitate? Is it easy for you? I would love to know all of these things. Please share in the comments below. I love intuition. Intuitive guidance is the biggest asset that I have in my life, truly. And as always, if you are ready to step into your intuition, ready to step into greater health, greater alignment, greater abundance in all areas of your life, please come over and join me in the Art of Tuning In studio. Would love to see you there. The links are below. Would love to have you join us and would love to hear any questions that you have. Wish you a beautiful week filled with intuitive guidance.